Hello, welcome to Taxpayer Alert. I'm Al Segalla. I'm going to be your moderator, and also I'm president of the Calaveras County Taxpayer Association. And everything we do here is to try to have the public be better informed, be better voters, and hopefully, if we're successful, we'll have a better tomorrow. Now, our guest this time, we're very fortunate to have Susan Tomasich. Susan is videotaped practically all the important things that go on in the county, like the Board of Supervisors and Planning Commission and a lot of other things. And she's also involved in senior volunteer work. So we'll be primarily covering those items that she's working on to make a better world for seniors in our county. Susan, welcome.
Thank you, Al. It's nice to see you today.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
First, what are the different programs that the county's doing that you videotape?
Oh, I do the Board of Supervisors, the Planning Commission, the COG, which is the Calaveras Council of Government. So I believe I'm a pretty well-informed voter. And this year I got to do some of the debates too, so that was fun. I went over to West Point one night and San Andreas a couple nights, and we did the voter forums, and it was really interesting to be able to watch the candidates and their different points of view. And the nicest thing about that was our candidates were very congenial to each other, so there was no backbiting or name calling or some of the disturbing things that have happened in the recent elections with our
childish behavior.
Exactly, with our not Calaveras politics, but our national politics have gotten a little wonky.
Yeah. We now if the public would like to access these videos that you've taken, how go about doing that?
Well, you can watch Channel 7 and 9 if you are a Comcast customer. Also, Volcano Vision carries us, and CalTel carries our channels. But most people that don't have cable, don't have access to cable, are going to go to Calaveras Community TV on YouTube. And there you can see all the board meetings, all the Planning Commission meetings, all the COG meetings, and then we have playlists so that, for example, you can go to programs for Calaveras seniors, and that has all the senior programming that we do. So that's how.
Well, you're going to write this down because this is important. It'll allow you to be informed about everything that's going on, and thanks to Susan's good work, you're going to be a smart voter.
Absolutely. And you can get some entertainment too. If you miss the Mountain Ranch Parade or the Valley Springs Parade, you can go to our YouTube channel. You can attend those events you weren't able to go to in person.
Wow. Is there a listing of the different things that are available that you videotape by any chance?
You'd find that really Calaveras Community TV on YouTube is the place to go for that.
Okay.
Because you can sort through our playlists and you're going to find a category for just about anything you're interested in.
Okay.
That is the best place.
Okay. Now, on the volunteer work you've been doing, the first item is Common Ground. Tell us a little bit about Common Ground. Is Common Ground common? Common
Ground is very uncommon. They are a wonderful organization that has been in this county since 2000, the year 2000. They were in existence for 24 years. And I say were because, unfortunately, they lost a $400,000 grant and are closing their doors. They provided Meals on Wheels for Calaveras County and Amador County. And they also provided transportation, medical transports for people in this county, Amador County, and Tuolumne County. They are going to be sorely missed. In the year, I just have one stat for you. In the year 2020, when they covered both counties for Meals on Wheels, they delivered 1 million meals.
Oh, unbelievable. Man, wow, we don't even have 1 million people.
I know. Well, people got to eat 5 days a week. So there you go. We consume more than that. So as far as I know, Tuolumne County is picking up some of the medical transport. They did get some of the vans that were given to Common Ground from the state. Amador County is picking up the Amador Transit, or they're going to try to, is my understanding. I'm a little shaky on those details. I'm not quite sure how Calaveras is going to be covered with the transport. We do have dial-a-ride with our Calaveras Connect, so that will help fill in the gap somewhat. But there's still a question as to how we're going to offer the transports for seniors that Common Ground used to. As far as Meals on Wheels goes, Amador County is going to take the north end of the county, and Tuolumne County is going to take the south end of the county, and they're going to get covered that way. So any Meals on Wheels participant will be contacted by whatever agency is going to take their plan over, but nobody's going to get left out. So that's the important thing, is that you don't have to make a panicked phone call, because everybody that's already being served is going to continue to be served.
How does the Meals on Wheels work? Do you have a menu that you follow, or do you how do you select what you can eat?
I am not as familiar with that because I never worked with that program, but I can tell you from the work that I've done generally with seniors and with things like assisted living, the state tells you, just like the school kids, they tell you, what you have to include in each meal, so much protein, so much vegetables, so much this, so much that. So it's pretty rigid, I'm going to say, in what you can make a meal from, because it has to meet these guidelines. And as far as I know, they've removed ketchup as a vegetable. Mm-hmm. I know for a while they were counting ketchup as a vegetable. Doesn't happen anymore. So that's about all I know about Common Ground. But it's a good segue into the access to technology grants that the county received.
Yeah, and that's from the state, is that correct?
That is from the state. And there was a certain amount of money that came in with that grant, and various agencies applied. Common Ground was one, CCTV was one, Murphy Senior Center was another. So I can talk to you. There were some more, but these are the three I'm familiar with. Common Ground chose to buy 7 iPads, and they had 7 people who needed some kind of device to be able to contact their doctor, to have email, to have a video chat. So the Access to Technology grant was focused on getting people technology so they could stay connected with the rest of the world. So what I did is I went and visited 7 different people. I gave them their iPad, and I gave them 2 hours of training each, which was really fun. I really had a good time doing that. So that's how Common Ground used their part of the grant. Yeah. CCTV, and they will continue this till the end of June, has hours on Tuesday. You can call down here at 209-754-4021.
Catch pencil?
And yes, and you can schedule a time with either John or Sarah, and they're both really good. And they will help you with whatever you come down here with as far as, technology goes. So one day I came, and Sarah, and I don't know who she was with, was out in their car, and they had their cell phone, and Sarah was helping them get their cell phone connected to the car so that they could have the phone go through the speakers. So it could be that. Someone else came down and was learning Excel. Another person wanted to learn Word. So it's the whole gamut. If we can help you, we will. And that, like I said, that grant ends at the end of June. So I think we got one more Tuesday you can call. But give a call, and Sarah or John will help you. And then the Murphy Senior Center had a program. So what we did, and I taught up there were 2 other instructors. That we met once a week for, I want to say it was 8 weeks on a Friday. And there were, 15 to 20 people that would show up. And the Murphy Senior Center was able to take some of the money of their grant, and they bought Chromebooks for people. So if you didn't have a device, you came in with your Chromebook, and we taught people how to use Chromebooks.
What's a Chromebook?
A Chromebook is like a little laptop, but it's got a different operating system. So if you get like an HP laptop, you're going to get a Windows operating system.
Right.
All right. If you get an iPad, you get an Apple operating system. If you get a Chromebook, you get Google's operating system. So they're all a
Google
little
Chrome.
bit. Well, yeah, it could be a Google. It's like a Google phone, except for it's
No,
like
Google Chrome.
Possibly. Yeah, there you go. It's a Chromebook. And that's another way to refer to it. I was thinking of the browser when you said Google Chrome. But you're right. Absolutely. It's Google Chrome. So anyway, so they went through that grant. It was very successful. And the really nice thing about that was at the end of the grant, somebody donated more money so that now on Tuesday or the second Friday of the month, you can go to the Murphy Senior Center from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. You can get tech help. The way that program's being structured is there's going to be a little lesson at the beginning, so maybe 20, 30 minutes of a little lesson. And then if you want to continue learning about that topic, you can. And if you don't want to, then you can just go ahead and we'll help you with whatever, oh, I can't connect to my iCloud. Okay, here, let's show you how to do that. Or I can't get my email on here. So, if you have other things you prefer to learn, you're not interested in the topic of the day, there's 3 of us and we can all go around and we are flexible. So
I think also on certain Wednesdays, they could come here to the studio and learn about making a program.
Absolutely. So we actually changed it. So the 3rd Saturday of the month, you can come down here from 10 to 2. That's our Creators Hub. Everybody's welcome, and it doesn't matter if you have a lot of experience or little experience. You can come down, learn how to use the equipment, and you can have your own program.
Yeah.
So it's great. And then we have on the 4th Wednesday of the month. Actually, no, that's not how it works. It got a little goofy. So the 3rd Saturday, the following Wednesday. No, that's how it was supposed to be. The 4th, it is the 4th Wednesday. The 4th Wednesday a month, you can come down from, I want to say it's noon to 2, but call the studio and find out because the program changed a little bit and I'm not sure I have the most up-to-date information. But of course, the studio number, 209-754-4021. And you can go to our CalaverasCommunityTV.com website and get that information.
All right. You have that?
Yes. And we have a lot of our training videos on there now. As we create training videos, we're uploading them to our website so you can access them that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the Access Tech Grant, and then there's a OATS, and then
OATS training. Yes, thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
The OATS training. OATS is a program that has been created. They are a partner of AARP, and it is for senior. The OATS website itself, you can go on and find exercise classes. You can do, there's teaching videos you can watch. There's a lot of things, a lot of videos and resources for seniors that are interactive. So you can go there. But what I just recently participated in, the county had OATS training. So there's another part of OATS where you can go to get classes. So I was trained to use their course material. So they've got what they call lectures, they have workshops, they have series, and they have classes. And it's all geared towards technology. So there's all these different topics, and they provide training materials. So if it's a lecture, you'll get your PowerPoint slides, you'll have a handout for your people, and then you go ahead and it's usually 60 to 75 minutes. The workshops are usually one day as well, but those are more interactive than the lectures. And then the series and the classes are even more robust than those. The nice thing about that training is I was able to go to the county and get the training. It was a 5-week training via Zoom, but we all met in one room to kind of support the other students. And they are going to be offering that if you're interested, if anybody's interested in becoming an OATS trainer. In the middle of August, there'll be another class offering. We don't have the exact date yet, but if you want to find out more about it, you need to contact Rosemary Brock. And her email is rbrock, which is BROCK, at calaverascounty.gov. So they are looking to expand the reach of the technology program and the grant that kind of kickstarted all this by anybody that wants to come in and get trained in oats. They're looking for more volunteers, and then you can go out in the community and teach people. It's fun.
I saw a billboard on Highway 49. It said staying vertical. Is that related to any of this?
It's not, but Stay Vertical is a program that the county offers, and that is basically for seniors. It's for fall prevention, and that's why it's called Stay Vertical, because we don't want you on the ground unless you plan to be there. So yeah, that's still going, and if you call HSS, they'll have information on Stay Vertical as well.
HSS is...
that is our County Human Services. Health and Human Services. I knew there was another H in there. Yeah, so it's the County Health and Human Services, also connected with the Public Health Department. So, some programs get run through Public Health, some are through HSS, the main HSS division. But it doesn't matter. Either way, you can access them through our county.
And Stay Vertical.
Yes, and Stay Vertical, absolutely.
Okay, we have a Calaveras Senior Provider Network.
Yes, so the Calaveras Senior Provider Network is a group of people that get together the third Friday of the month. We meet at the library over in San Andreas from 9 to 10:30. We usually have a speaker. For example, this morning our speaker was True Blue, which is a handyman service that is geared towards seniors. So we got information on them. Sometimes we get 6 or 7 people that attend that meeting. Sometimes we get 3 or 4. You never know, but I record that. So you can find that on our Calaveras Community TV YouTube page, and it is also on our channels. And anybody's invited to come. We invite people in the community, seniors or people that are looking for senior resources. It's a great place to come. It's a nice networking opportunity. In fact, we sat around and had a nice little chat after our speaker this morning. It was very pleasant.
What time does that start?
It starts at 9 a.m. and it goes till 10:30 a.m.
All right. And following that, we got Taxpayer Alert.
That's right. And then you have to go around to the left side of the library because the library's not open at 9. But if you go around to the left side, I have the door propped open with a rock because that's what we do in Calaveras County. Anyway, so I have it propped open, and everybody is welcome to come. We had a Narcan training one month, and we did get people from the community that came because they wanted to get the Narcan training. So that was...
What is Narcan?
Narcan is the drug that people use to help a victim of an opioid overdose.
Okay, neutralizes
correct.
Drug overdose.
That's correct. So we all got training. We all got, in fact, I carry Narcan in my purse now because you just never know whether it's accidental or deliberate. You just don't know. There's a lot of opioid deaths in this country,
right.
And that's what it's aimed. It's aimed to try to give those people a chance to continue living so that if the reason that they had an opioid crisis, maybe they're addicted, at least they live long enough that possibly you can get them some help.
Yeah.
If it's accidental, then they can live long enough to know that, hey, thank God somebody came along and, I didn't want to die.
Now, does that work on fentanyl?
I believe so.
It's a dangerous drug.
It's a very dangerous drug, but I'm not going to tell you that 100% because I'm not sure. I think it's from the opioid family.
Yeah.
So if fentanyl is an opioid, then yes, it will. And I guess I'm going to have to go back and look that up so I can have a better answer the next time somebody asks me.
Okay.
Well, fentanyl isn't quite in my wheelhouse. It's not something I have experience with.
Now, there's also a Senior Moments video cast.
That's correct. So,
and tell us about that.
I have a video cast. It's called Senior Moments. We've had a bit of a hiatus over the last 3 or 4 months, but we're going to get it up and running again. Generally, I have a program a week, and we cover everything that talks about seniors. So what I say is Senior Moments is a show where we talk about the good, the bad, and the utterly ridiculous parts of aging. Because I have to admit, some things that happen when you get older are just plain silly. So I try to make it interesting. I try to make it an interesting mix of seniors that are still out active in the community.
Right.
Because we want to celebrate people, I want to celebrate the fact that you don't die when you're 65. There's many people that are still out. They're working because they want to. They are volunteering. They have hobbies. They're doing all kinds of things. It doesn't have to be a bad thing to age. We can age and it can be great. But
it seems like I'm 83, and I think I have better answers and able to handle situations much better than I could 20 years ago or even 50 years ago, because I understand how the human mind works and how to bring people together using basic psychology, which you pick up through trial and error.
I agree.
And so if I'm that good at 83, at 120, I'm going to be even better.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
I think that's a very valid point, because for myself, I think that not everything is a crisis anymore. I'm able to navigate unexpected occurrences with a lot more grace, because I realize everything isn't the end of the world. I've already lived through this, or I've already lived through something similar, and, I'll get through whatever this is too. Excuse me. I think that's one of the issues with teen suicide, is those kids haven't lived long enough to realize that there is a light at the other side of the tunnel.
Yeah.
And I think that, until you have the experience to realize that just what's going on today it's not gonna be this way forever. Things can change. I think that's really important for anybody that's suicidal, to realize that what you're in the moment doesn't have to be where you are tomorrow.
Right.
So just make it through till tomorrow. Get some help.
We have the ability now to actually reprogram our mind, or at least part of our mind, to have an automatic feeling of gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
And this is an amazing. This is part of a movie and also a book called The Secret.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very powerful, and affected me. And so what I like to do is share this information with other people, especially people that are having problems or know somebody that is. And then they can share that information and make their lives better.
Absolutely.
And it adds my purpose in life, making a better world. Besides Taxpayer Alert.
Yeah, there you go. Well, my example of that would be when I get into a traffic situation and there's like an accident up ahead and you're sitting there and stopping and starting. First I get irritated, and then I go, at least you're not the one in that accident. I think I'd much rather be here in this car starting and stopping than being there in that ambulance being taken to the hospital. So that's one thing I do to try to change my attitude. I put it into a different perspective.
It could be worse.
Absolutely. It could pretty much always be worse. So one of the programs I did want to talk about that's going on in this county is our senior peer program.
Yeah.
And that is a program for people who are lonely and they just want somebody to talk to. So the senior peer program is free. Anybody can access it. There's no income qualifications. There's no nothing. You just have to call Linda Mellon, and you can call her at 209-754-6642. That program is comprised of people that have gone through training, and then they are committing to 1 hour a week of either visiting somebody or calling them on the phone, and they get matched up. So they try to match up, say, men to men or women to women, and they try to make it so the people kind of have the same kind of interests. I mean, they try to make it compatible. If you want to be a volunteer, you get background checked. You have a 2-day training. It's from 9 to 3 each day, and it covers topics like you'll be a mandated reporter. So if you visit somebody and you realize they're being abused, then you are mandated to report it. So It is a responsibility that you have to be sure you want to take on.
It's a crime scene.
Exactly. You get training in goal setting. You get training in senior resources. You get training in suicide prevention. So it's a really nice all-around training.
Yeah.
You get training in how to talk to the people that you're going to meet. Linda's been doing it for 20 years now, over 20 years actually. And she always talks about how rewarding it is. Now, she is being paid by the county of Calaveras, but she said that the people that she has contacted for the senior peer program, the people that she has been assigned, she said it's been very rewarding. And she's talked about, in fact, this morning she talked about a gentleman who really did want to commit suicide.
Wow.
They had a nice talk, and he told her later that she really changed his life for him. That day, she was there, and she was what he needed, and it made him see things in a different way. So you can have a profound impact on someone's life.
So it's not a dating service because you've got the sexes separated.
Pretty much, but no, it's not a dating service. That's not the point. So whether you're wanting to volunteer or you're wanting somebody to come and visit you, call Linda and she can hook you up.
What's Linda's last name?
Mellon, Mellon.
You got that written down? Well, we've come to the end of our program.
I'm not done talking.
Yeah, I know. And you got so much more we could cover.
Yes,
and we'll do it another time.
All right.
And thank you for being our guest.
Oh, you're welcome, Al. This has been absolutely wonderful.
Thank you for watching Taxpayer Alert. See you next time.